Level 1. Background FOMO. Background FOMO is the softest, quietest form of fear of missing out. It doesn't feel like panic. It feels like a gentle itch in the back of your mind. You're doing something simple, eating, working, watching a show, but a part of you keeps wondering if there isn't something slightly better you could be doing instead. You're not overwhelmed, you're not spiraling, but your attention is never fully where you are. A notification sound, a new message, a trending video, and suddenly your brain leans forward, what if I'm missing something? People at this level often check their phone out of habit, not urgency. They scroll a bit, compare a bit, then slip back into what they were doing. On the surface, nothing seems wrong. Life functions normally, but underneath, their focus is slowly being sliced into fragments. The trap of background FOMO is that it feels completely normal. Everyone does it, so it doesn't register as a problem. Yet over time, this constant low-level doubt that somewhere else something better is happening makes it harder to feel satisfied with anything you're actually doing. Level 2. Social FOMO. Social FOMO isn't just a background itch anymore. It's emotional pressure. It feels like a fear of being excluded from the group, of missing the events, trends, or inside jokes that everyone else seems to be part of. There's a constant anxiety that if you're not actively engaged, you'll fall behind socially. The mindset becomes reactive. If I don't reply right now, they'll forget me. Or if I don't go out, I'll miss everything. Instead of choosing what genuinely matters to you, choices are made to protect your social position. Behavior shifts noticeably at this stage. People start saying yes to plans they don't actually want, showing up at events they don't enjoy, just to avoid feeling left out. They join group chats, comment on posts, attend meetups, not out of interest, but out of fear. The trap here is confusing real connection with mere participation. Being physically or digitally present is mistaken for being close, when in reality, it doesn't guarantee meaningful relationships at all. Unlike level 1, where FOMO stays in the mind, level 2 begins to reshape your schedule. Plans change, priorities shift, and time gets spent chasing what others are doing, rather than what you actually care about.
Level 3. Digital FOMO. At this level, FOMO becomes tied directly to your devices. It's not about people or events anymore, it's about data. There's a clear anxiety when you don't check notifications, and a fear that you'll miss updates, news, stories, or messages the moment they happen. The thoughts become urgent and competitive. If I'm not online, I'll miss opportunities, or everyone else is moving faster than me. Being disconnected feels like falling behind in real time. Behavior becomes compulsive. The phone isn't checked, it's monitored. Refresh, scroll, switch apps, repeat. Notifications get checked every few minutes, often without conscious intention. There's no single platform that satisfies the impulse. It's a loop between feeds, inboxes, and timelines. The trap is subtle but powerful. It feels like you're staying informed, on top of things, maximizing opportunity. But in reality, attention is fragmented. You're consuming everything, but absorbing almost nothing. Depth gets replaced by constant surface-level stimulation, and productivity collapses into reaction mode.
Level 4. Career and success FOMO. Here, FOMO shifts from experiences and information to achievement. Instead of missing events or updates, the fear is missing your entire shot at success. It feels like pressure, anxiety, and a constant sense that you're falling behind other people's career, income, and accomplishments. The thoughts revolve around comparison and timelines, like, at this age, I should already be doing X, or everyone is moving ahead except me. Other people's milestones feel like proof that you're late, inadequate, or inefficient. Behavior becomes restless and unfocused. You jump between career ideas, courses, projects, and business models. You start many things, but finish few because urgency replaces clarity. It's less about building something meaningful and more about not being left behind. The trap is mistaking the path of others for a universal standard. You begin to believe there's a single timeline for success, and you're failing it. The key difference from earlier levels is identity. FOMO is no longer about missing fun or information, it's about missing status, purpose, and the version of yourself you think you should have become.
Level 5. Life Design FOMO. At this level, FOMO escalates into a light existential crisis. It's not just fear of missing events, friendships, or achievements, it's the fear of having chosen the wrong life entirely. It feels like a subtle, persistent dissatisfaction with the big pieces of life. The job, the city, the relationship, the identity you built. You start imagining parallel versions of yourself who made smarter choices, took bigger risks, or followed passion instead of safety. And you assume those versions are thriving. The behavior is driven by constant reinvention. You keep changing jobs, relocating, switching relationships, redesigning your identity, searching for the configuration that finally feels right. But you rarely stay anywhere long enough to build depth, mastery, or community. You're always optimizing, never inhabiting. The trap is believing that a perfect version of life exists somewhere, waiting to be unlocked if you simply choose correctly. This leads to endless pivoting, but very little fulfillment. The difference from earlier levels is scale. This isn't about missing moments, trends, or opportunities. It's about fearing that you're missing the entire story you were meant to live. Level 6. Identity Level FOMO. At this stage, FOMO stops being about experiences or success and becomes a crisis of self. It feels like an inner emptiness, a nagging sense that you don't really know who you are, mixed with fear that you might actually be nobody special. The thinking turns existential, like, if I don't try everything, I'll never discover who I am. Or, I need to be everywhere so I don't miss the real version of myself. Life turns into a constant hunt for a definitive identity, as if one magical experience will suddenly reveal your true self. Behavior becomes reactive and chameleonic. You rapidly switch styles, values, hobbies, friend groups, even belief systems, often mirroring what you see in others. You label it as exploration, but underneath, it's a frantic attempt to avoid feeling like a blank canvas. The trap here is the belief that identity is something you find out there, rather than something you build with consistency, choices, and commitment. The more you chase external validation, the more unstable your sense of self becomes. The difference from earlier levels is profound. This isn't just fear of missing opportunities, it's fear of missing your true self, as if there's a hidden, perfect identity waiting to be discovered, and you'll lose it forever if you choose wrong. Level 7. Transcendent FOMO. At this level, FOMO reaches a breaking point. First, it feels like emotional exhaustion, a saturation of choices, inputs, expectations, and identities. The constant scanning for better experiences, better opportunities, a better self becomes unsustainable. You feel tired of chasing life, tired of comparing, tired of optimizing. The thinking begins as perfectionism. I need to make the perfect decision so I don't ruin my life. If I choose wrong, I'll regret it forever. But eventually, a shift happens. You realize that no matter what you choose, you're guaranteed to miss out on something. And that's not a tragedy, it's the price of being alive. That realization isn't depressing, it's liberating. Your behavior becomes intentional rather than reactive. You start saying no deliberately, not out of fear, but clarity. You limit sources of input. Fewer apps, fewer obligations, fewer random commitments, because you finally understand that attention is finite, identity is shaped by focus, and freedom comes from constraints, not infinite options. The trap gets dismantled. Instead of trying to live every version of life, you choose one and commit to it. You stop sampling existence and start inhabiting it. And here's the twist. You don't stop missing things. You just decide what's worth missing. You trade breadth for depth, novelty for meaning, possibility for presence. If you recognize your level, subscribe,
Because if you're ready to stop chasing every life and actually live yours, you'll probably want to hear what comes next.